Hello, happy Thursday. Thank you for joining me. My name's Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery kits. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time where we can relax and craft together. And we typically work on projects from beginning to end here. So we are going to continue on the Splendid Sampler to Quilt Along. It is New Block Thursday, so we actually got 4 new blocks from the book to choose from to work on today. I'll show you all those blocks when we flip the camera around. And I picked one, and I'll show you that as well. So thank you for joining me. New block day, always fun. Let's see how far we can get on this tonight. I have just glanced at all these blocks, and I just quickly picked one that I thought would be fun to do. So we'll read through the instructions together and see how we do here tonight. So thanks for joining me, everyone. I'm going to turn you around. All right, hello everyone. So here we go, Splendid Sampler 2 book. So here are the new blocks for the day. First of all, I want to show you, this was suggested by you guys to keep track of what blocks are released and what blocks we are done. So in the back of the book, there's a block index. I have photocopied that just because I hate writing in actual books. I put a check mark at first, but I like highlighting things when I'm done. So I've highlighted all the blocks we have done. So that actually looks like, I feel good about that. I feel like we've done a lot of blocks already. I mean, clearly there's a lot to go yet, but I'm liking it so far. And then these ones with only a dot on are ones that have been released during these new block Thursdays where 4 are released. Those are released, and I have not started them yet. Then there's a few like clamshells here that have been released, and I have started it, and I've put block 3. So these are my block counts. I'm doing block numbers, just so you guys know. I'm doing block numbers in the order that I'm doing them. They're not necessarily the order that they are at the SplendidSampler.com anymore. So I've kind of veered from that since I wanted to keep my videos in order, basically. So I'm putting my block number here, but just so that there's not as much confusion, I am writing the name of each block, and I'm writing the page number on my Penguin and Fish description here, both in Facebook and YouTube. So just look at the name and the page number that I have written down, and that will get you to where you're going. Probably the most. So anyway, that is this. So the new blocks, I have them marked in here. So the new blocks released today are, we have First Aid by Jane Davidson. Awfully cute. This is one of those blocks that these little strips are a whole lot smaller than I think they are. Like there's a lot going on for a 6.5 inch piece. So that one's awfully cute. Keep my little pages in there for now. My little bookmarks. Okay, we have this Peace in Chaos here. These fabrics are awfully pretty. So this is by Betsy Chuchian. So we got a little pinwheel going, a bunch of half square triangles. That one looks like a fun pieced one. Oh, I only have one more. Oh, I must have lost a bookmark somewhere in here, so we're gonna have to find the other one. This is the one that I'm gonna do tonight. So this is the Precious Things by Patrina Yankee. It has a little fusible heart in the center, and then we just kind of keep going around. It looks like it's almost like a kind of like a log cabin quilt where we just keep going around and around. It looks like, but oh, I think we go in this direction. But instead of a square, we're going around this hexagon. That's what I suspect this block will be like. But like I said, I haven't read the instructions yet, so we will see. So all right, let me see what the other one was. I think I have it marked here. So, oh, Antique Memories. I think that was the last one, page 34. That sounds familiar. 34. Oh, did I say that one already? Oh, no. So here's the other one, Antique Memories by Pat Sloan. So this is a Oh gosh, what are these? Oh, courthouse steps. This is a super traditional block. Courthouse steps. You have a square, you put sides on, more sides, 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 and you're done. So it's kind of similar to a log cabin style block, which is my favorite, except for instead of keeping on going around and around, you're doing both sides at once. That one is super duper pretty. And then you typically do like the darks and then the lights. That's how you have kind of like this hourglass looking thing here. So that is the other one for today, Antique Memories. But we are going to start on, like I said, this Precious Things by Patrina Yankee. So it is just super duper adorable. And we have a little bit of applique in there, kind of like how we've been doing with the past few blocks here, like with the kitty block from yesterday. So all right, let's read this together. It looks like we need a cream print square. So that's 4.5 by 4.5. I'm thinking that represents this little hexagon here. And so assorted scraps. We need 12 rectangles that are 2 by 6 for pieces 2 through 13. I wonder if there's another page for this. Just, nope. And then 4 rectangles 2 by 4 inch. So we got some shorter rectangles and some longer rectangles that are all 2 inches wide. And then we have a pink print for the heart. I will use one of my yellow prints probably. And what else do we have? We have, okay, lightweight fusible web. We have that. I'll use my Steam-A-Seam again. And paper for foundation piecing. Oh, this is foundation piecing. Oh, I did not realize that. So you guys, we are doing foundation paper piecing today. You know what? I'm not sure. We might have to switch projects here because I'm not sure I have. Oh yeah, here it is right here. I don't think I have paper by me to do foundation paper piecing. I would have to trace this on. Oh, and I don't want to cut my book. Let's see. I am going to have to tear this out though, aren't I? So tearing out pieces for my book. Oh man, you guys, I don't know if I can do this tonight. I was thinking that this is all, here it is. I was thinking it was pieced, but it's not. So you know what? I think we are going to do this tomorrow. So I'm going to switch blocks right now. Maybe we'll do the Pat Sloan one. I don't think that one will probably be pretty easy, and I'm pretty sure that one's pieced. But I talked about yesterday that I want to start doing the foundation paper piecing again. And that next week was probably going to be foundation paper piecing. So why don't we start with this block? So today we will start Pat Sloan's block, that Antique Memories, and then tomorrow, even if we're not done with Pat's block, we will start this block. And I actually think it'll go relatively quickly. And then after we finish this, we'll just keep all our paper piecing stuff out and work on our unfinished paper pieced ones. So I'm going to just put this to the side for now. I'm going to have to make a... So what I'm going to do to prep for this, just so you guys can be prepped too, you can, I mean, you know, if you're okay with cutting up your book, feel free to just cut on the dotted line here and you'll have your piece ready to go. I'm going to make a photocopy of this and probably a couple photocopies, just so I have an extra just in case. But it looks like this is all one piece. Yeah, so I probably only need one. But if you want to make sure that you have certain colors in certain places, then I would maybe draw up another one if you, or photocopy another one just to have it on hand. But yeah, so tonight I will, when we're done here, I will make a photocopy of this so I'm prepped for tomorrow. Because I don't want to cut it out of my book here. You know, it was hard enough for me to just tear this out just now, but I needed to open this up. But yeah, so we'll do that tomorrow. I wonder if we can prep for it. Like, it looks like that middle piece has that harden. I wonder if we can at least do that part tonight. So where'd this go? This is back here. Oh, that one's cute. Look at that guy. Okay. The instructions are written for fusible applique. The pattern is symmetrical and does not need to be reversed for hand applique. Okay, make one copy of the foundation pattern on pattern sheet 3. Okay, that is step 1. I will do that tomorrow. Okay, foundation paper piecing. Okay, you know what? I was thinking that maybe the heart would be done first, but it's not. It's all the way at the end. So we are definitely going to wait on this. So we are going to skip to Pat's block. What page is that on again? It's kind of fun looking through all these. They're all so sweet. Ooh, look at that one. That one's cute. Ooh, that'll be fun. But here we go. So we're skipping back to Antique Memories. I will use this guy as my bookmark. Okay, this one, we need a tan square 2 inches by 2 inches, and then we need to cut a pile of strips. And you know what? I think this might be a situation, again, where I'm going to cut as I go. So sometimes it's nice to cut out all of these strips so you have everything ready and you can just sew, but I think I might cut my square and cut the first 2 pieces and then sew those. And then I might cut the next 2 pieces and sew those. And then I can just keep track of what colors are going where. So let's first pick some colors. So I have my little bin here, and I will use, again, just from my yellows and cream side this time. I'm not going to use the pop of color ones. Okay, so we need a fun center. First of all, we kind of need some lights and some darks for this block. So, you know, I am not using a ton of, all of mine are light, so none of them read super dark. But we could fussy cut a little guy again. Why don't we do that? We'll fussy cut one of these little fun guys in here. Maybe it will be that elephant. He's pretty cute. Or we could do this little goose, might be fun. We'll fussy cut something from this fabric here. And let's see, maybe we stick with creams for one side. We could go 1, 2, let's see, maybe one of these swirls. We could go 1, 2, 3 for that side. I think the dots, that's a little lighter. And then we could do some of the like bright yellows for the top and bottom maybe. So let's just pull out what we got for that. Like these are awfully bright. This I barely have any left. I might save that. We're doing some foundation paper piecing, and I think I might actually need some of these yet. But this one we have a lot in. So here's a yellow. One, two. I need one more for that. What kind of, maybe this yellow? It's a little different kind of type of yellow, but maybe it's cute. Maybe like that? And let's see, maybe this little guy in the middle. Oh, look at him. I didn't see him ever before, a little puppy. We'll pick an animal that's kind of close to the edge so we're not wasting a ton of fabric. But I think this is what we're going to go with. You know, my block is my colors that I've picked are pretty subtle. Oh, you know what we didn't do is white. In all my blocks, I want white to be one of the main kind of things, main colors. So you know what? I think I'm going to have that be my outermost color here. Yeah, I actually think that's pretty, these 3 together. So we'll do these 3 for the sides, going, you know, into most outer. And then we'll stick to these yellows for going to the other direction. I think that's the way. Don't use the flowers. Oh yeah, shoot. You're right. We need the flowers for the paper piecing. How much do we have of this? I think we'll have enough. So for the flowers, it's just for that little 2-inch piece here. So I think we'll have enough for the flowers. But yeah, you're right. Luckily, we'll be doing all that paper piecing next week, so we'll get caught up with our blocks. All right, I'm going to throw all the rest of my fabric back in my bin. And we can get started cutting. So again, this is why I'm kind of thinking that I'll cut as I go, just, I don't know, so I don't have fabric everywhere, but I don't know, maybe I should trim all at the same time. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just get started and see how it goes tonight. So I'm going to keep these kind of together. And we're going to just start with this piece in the middle. So we need that, we need a 2-inch square for this. So let's just see what we have. See what little animals we have to pick from. Ooh, how about this little panda umbrella? He might be just 2 inches. Let's see. I'm gonna grab my 6-inch ruler. If he's okay, so he's just 2 inches. If we get rid of the seam allowance, we might just be trimming him in there. But I think that's okay. I think we can he'll be framed up exactly on there. Oh, Leslie, yes. Leslie's saying she hasn't seen me on YouTube in a while, and I am still backlogged at getting them up, and I'm trying to get back to that on getting all these replays up on YouTube. I had the one that didn't work, and I've been trying to edit that together, and that's kind of holding me up. But I think I have that edited. I just have to upload it now. So soon, maybe even tonight, I will have most of the recent videos uploaded. So if you'd rather watch these replays on YouTube, they will be there soon. Yeah, you thought something was wrong. I know. It's just been one thing after another, and it's just catching up on me. Okay, so I'm gonna fussy cut this guy, and what fussy cut means is you're on purpose kind of framing up a little area, like you're being fussy about where you're cutting. So instead of cutting an easy peasy 2-inch square right, on the edge here, I'm cutting a giant hole in the middle of my fabric just for the purpose of getting something perfect. You know what I mean? So that's fussy cutting. So I'm going to try and frame him in here, and I am going to cut him off a little bit. So let's err on the side of cutting off a little bit of his umbrella versus like his feet. So I think I'm going to go right there. All right. And I'm going to get my rotary cutter. And I think I'm going to just kind of go up from the edge here because I'm not actually too far away from the edge. Oh, you're wondering too, Adrienne? Yes. So I'm so sorry, you guys. It was just that one video that's been holding me up, and then all of a sudden it's like a week later and I'm still held up. But I converted it to what it needs to be yesterday, which took a couple hours for the conversion to go, and now I think it's ready to go up. So hopefully soon I will be caught up with that again. So if you're a YouTube viewer, sorry that you missed the last few things. It will be up soon. So I'm just folding this fabric out of the way. Now I'm framing up. Now I got this nice edge here, and I'm just getting the other side of the 2 inches, lining up that on the 2-inch mark. Ooh, it's so little 2 inches. We got this monkey in a different block. So throughout this quilt, it's going to have like these random little animals floating around in there, but that'll be kind of fun. So the nice thing is, as I cut, I'll be finishing each fabric. So this fabric I can just fold up and put away right away. Look at how messy it is. All our little funny cuts everywhere. Okay, so here is our little panda with his little umbrella. Look, he's so sad. Okay, so he is our centerpiece that we've fussy cut. So if we look at this, he'll be right there. So okay, the next pieces are going to be this piece and this piece, I suspect. Let's just double check. Press all seam allowances in the direction of the arrows. Sew the B strips to opposite sides of the A square and press. The unit should measure 2 inches by 3.5 inches. So I have done blocks by Pat Sloan before, and it seems that she's really encourages people to measure and trim or measure and resew or whatever, the units as she makes them. Because then as you get bigger and bigger and bigger, then your block won't accidentally shrink or grow, or everything will be just lined up perfect. So that's why she's making sure to let us know that once we sew these pieces together, it should measure 2 inches by 3.5 inches. And if we're off, then our seam allowances might be a little off, or we might want to just double check. And she does that with each piece. It looks like she's kind of telling us a little bit of how big it should be. So, all right, next up, the B pieces. So 2 strips that are 1 1/4 inch. Oh my gosh, that's so skinny. Wow, 1 1/4 inch by 2 inches. See, it looks like such a bigger block than what I'm expecting. All right, we're using these little flowers. Let's see if I can get maybe I can get a 4-inch strip out of here somewhere and make it easy, and then cross cut it. And it looks like, I mean, this is bigger than 4 inches by quite a bit, but maybe I'll cut there. Where else could we maybe sneak some? Maybe this phalange here I can get, oh yeah, right there. We're getting our, yes, this will be perfect. I'm actually gonna I might just cut it off right now. Make sure I get 4 inches there. Yep, we're cutting off the phalange. Boop. Oh gosh, it's attached here too. So there we go. We're gonna use that to make our 1 1/4 inch pieces by 2 inch pieces. So that's kind of the fun thing about using all these kind of fabrics over and over again. We end up with these crazy pieces that you don't think you can use for anything, but you can. Let's give it a little press first. Yeah, so this flower fabric here I am using for quite a bit of it in a paper pieced block, but I'm hoping to do that paper piece block first thing next week, so I won't use any more of this. This is all I'm going to need. So there's plenty in that fabric yet, I think. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a 1 1/2 inch, or 1 1/4. Yeah, 1 1/4 inch strip by 4 inches, and then I'm going to cut it in half to get my 2 inches. So I'm just getting a nice straight edge, and then, gosh, I forgot again, 1 1/4. So I'm aligning the 1 1/4 on that nice straight edge that I just did. Being nice and precise. There we go. So these are our scraps. And now we'll cut 2 2-inch strips out of this. So I'm going to just get a nice little edge started. I'm aligning that bottom edge there. Just trimming this so we got a nice square edge to start out with. Let's rotate it around, and now I'm going to cut 2 inches off. You know what? Cutting and then sewing and then cutting the next piece and then sewing the next pieces, that'll also allow me to not be doing the same thing over and over again. Like, you know, if I just don't feel like cutting, for example, because that's one of my least favorite things to do, then I can just cut in parts instead of all at once. And I think that's how I'm feeling tonight here. So we're gonna, instead of cutting all the rest of my pieces now, I'm going to sew these on. Even though it would be neat to see all the rest of my pieces, we're gonna sew. Let's see, what's the best way to do this? We'll go like that. Okay, all right, let's get the sewing machine set up. So we're sewing, you know, right sides together. We're just sewing simply down that seam. So I do have to put my thread in. We were using that other thread to do the applique the other day, so I still don't have this stuff back in here, so I'm just gonna quickly thread my machine. I've had this machine for ages. I could probably almost thread this in my sleep, I'm thinking. I'd probably stab myself at this point though. There we go. All right, we are threaded. I'm going to get you guys down here. Yeah, this is the Antique, Tracy, this is the Antique Memories block. It is on page 34 of the Splendid Sampler Quilt Along 2 book. All right, I think we're set up here. Let's get those threads to the side, machine on. We'll start out with a little stitch starter here. Ooh, it feels good. Oh, you just cut a whole heap of fabric for all the blocks. Oh, wow. Oh, that's nice. All right, so right sides together. And, you know, I fussy cut this, remember? So I want to make sure that I'm sewing on the sides of this and I'm not just grabbing the fabric and sewing anywhere because I don't want it, you know, to be sideways on accident. So, all right, right sides together. Kind of, if my edges aren't perfect, I'm just going to kitty scratch it into place. Just scratch the top a little bit, and that'll kind of nudge the fabric so things line up. That's looking pretty good. All right. I'm going to get my stiletto here too. It's like an extra little finger. All right, I'm attempting to sew straight. Sometimes it's easier said than done. Okay, snip these and snip all this extra thread off of this guy right away. Oh yeah, so this one I had to look in the book for a while, Tracy, to find it. So on the Splendid Sampler .com page, they just had a link to their page. So it had the designer's name for it, but not, you know, when I clicked on her page, it didn't have the block or anything, and it didn't say the name of the block anywhere, I don't think. Oh, maybe it did. Maybe I just missed it. But so I had to page through the book until I found her name. And then it made sense because oh wait, you know, I'm thinking of the precious memory, or the precious one. No, this one, the antique. Yeah, this is the Antique Memories. This is Pat Sloan's, and this is on page 34. But that other block that with the heart that we were gonna do, that we'll do tomorrow, that one I had to page through to find it. Hi, Grace. Yeah, so that one we'll do tomorrow still. We'll get paper piecing, our foundation paper piecing going tomorrow. But here we go. Oh good, we didn't cut off his feet at all there, so that'll be good. Yay! All right, so let's press that. Back to the my wool pressing mat over here. Let's scooch some of this out of the way. All right, I'm following the pressing instructions here, so it looks like we're pressing outward. So away from the center, scooch that out of the way. So I'm gonna just, let's see, flip it this way. So those seams are going out from the middle. There we go. And I'll press it on the front nicely. So I hope with the colors that I picked, I hope we still get the effect of the courthouse steps, which is, you know, kind of that hourglass shape. So you have the shapes that, like, them going outward from the top and bottom, and then from the sides. Since my colors don't have a lot of contrast in the value, like not lights and darks so much, it might be a little difficult to see, but hopefully, hopefully it still works out here. If not, it'll still be pretty, I think. All right, so let's just double check this measurement. It should be perfectly fine, but it's in the instructions, so we're gonna. So this is it should be 2 inches by 3.5 inches. And that looks about perfect. So that's looking good. So, all right, so far so good. We got our first piece done. So next up, we have to sew the E pieces on. So the E pieces, now we're in this dark green color. So see how it's light, 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 and then dark, 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 dark. And that's what gives us kind of the hourglass. I'm doing creams for this part of the hourglass, and I'm doing yellows for this part of the hourglass. So it's going to be more subtle, but I think it'll be okay. So for these two strips are the next ones. We're going from the center out on this. And what I have set aside for the first one is this crazy yellow. So, okay, we need these to be 1 1/4 by 3.5 inches. All right, let's trim them up like how we did this before. Might have to press this a little bit as well. Let's try and find where on this Frankenstein piece where we can get a strip out of it. So, oh, we have quite a bit of fabric here. Should use this one more often, I suppose. All right, by 3.5 inches. So we could get a 7-inch chunk out of here somewhere, and that would be about perfect. You know, I'm tempted to just cut a big long strip here and be done with it and just have a little extra. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. So let's get over here. I'm going to just press that edge a little bit. So it's kind of like I'm wasting, it'll be like I'm wasting a little bit of fabric, but in the end, we'll use it for something else. So, and this is a pretty big piece, so I'm not too worried about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim up this whole edge really nicely, and then I'm going to just cut a 1 1/4 inch strip and leave it at that. Actually, maybe I should, since I have a lot of fabric here, maybe I should make this one of the more outer pieces just because I have enough fabric for it. I might just do that. Let's get our 1 1/4, because they're all 1 1/4 inches. Ooh, veered a little bit. Yep, Frankenstein piece. That's like when I have a nice big chunk of fabric with weird cuts cut out of it. So this is actually like 12 inches. So we could make this the middle. I think we're going to make this the middle strip because that I need 5-inch pieces out of it. It's not quite long enough to be the outer piece. So I'm going to switch this up. I'm going to make this my middle piece. So maybe I am going to be cutting for a little while instead of sewing. But yeah, so let's get the 1 1/4 out of this, and we'll make this the middle piece, the F strip. 1 1/4. Looks good. Just slowly cutting. Done with the rest of this. Can get that out of the way. Okay, so yeah, we're changing it up. This is going to be my middle piece. So I'm just folding the edge here just to kind of save myself time. So I like my Omni Grid rulers a little bit better. So I'm just going to trim that edge to make this edge nice and square. All right, I'm going to get you guys down here a little bit more. So this is I'm switching this up. These are going to be the F pieces, so they need to be 5 inches. So just rotate that around, and we'll cut our 5 inches. I always have to count the segments of the ruler. Don't trust the ruler. Okay, so we got this little extra piece, not too shabby. All right, so these are not going to be this piece. They're going to be the next piece up, so the next piece higher. So I need to choose a different one for right there, and I think we'll go with this darker one, I think. All right, so these we'll save for later. All right, so now I still need that 1 1/4 by 3.5 inch strip. So yeah, here we go. This will be better. This is a smaller piece. I think here, so the 3.5, I need a 7-inch area. This is not quite big enough there. That's not 7 inches either. Ah, we're gonna have to cut a big strip out of here too. Well, I could cut them, I don't have to cut them at once. I could just cut here twice. Let's do that. I'm gonna press that little piece. I won't move the camera. I'll just do it quick. All right. Actually, could probably get it here. So we need 3.5 inches. Nope, not quite. Yeah. Trying to not waste as much. Trying not to waste fabric, but we're going to waste a little bit here. I'm going to get a nice edge here. And we'll cut 2 strips out of there. I suppose we could actually just cut 2.5 inch by, what is it? 3.5 inch. Yeah, we're gonna do that. 1, 2, 3.5. Wait a sec, let me make sure I'm doing this right. 2.5, yeah, I think so. There. Now, oops, I veered. There. Now I'm not wasting this little piece up here at least. Ooh, a little bit of an edge. Okay. Put that away, and I still have to square this up to 3.5. Kind of a roundabout way of getting the right pieces, but we're getting there. And then 1.25. All right, finally have those pieces. So here we go. This is the top and bottom of this now. So this should match up perfectly. So there we go. That gets sewn onto there, and this gets sewn onto here. So that is our next sewing bit. Let's do that. Whew! Glad to be back at the machine and not cutting for like 10 seconds here at least. Gosh, I don't know. Do you guys have a least favorite part of like the sewing quilting process? It's gotta be cutting for me. I mean, it's between cutting and pressing, and man, I don't know. I would definitely choose pressing over this, I think. There's something just, I don't know, it's just, there's an anxiety with cutting, I think. First of all, there's a danger involved. You got that sharp blade, and there's just precision involved. So with the ironing, you still have the danger, right? You can still get burnt, but I think the precision, the like anxiety of having to be perfect, I think that's what it is. That's not as much there with ironing. Oh, Leslie, your least favorite is cleaning up. Yeah, I'm not wild about that either. Actually, you know what? I do not mind all that much cleaning up because it usually means that I finished part of it, and it kind of reboots my brain a little bit, cleaning up. I like it. But man, yeah, I don't know, cutting. Ooh, your back aches with the cutting. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Too much pressure cutting. And And it's one of those things, cutting, that I always forget is such a big part of the process and takes so long. Like in my head, I'm just like, woohoo, I get to sew, because it's a sewing project. But, you know, it's never just sewing. All right, so again, we're going to press outward. So I'm going to give these edges a little press to get started here, top and bottom, and then press outward. That side. And then this side. There, if we flip it around, yep, they should be outward. It looks like we might always be pressing the seam allowances outward. Oh, that's why you like applique, Paula, because it's much more forgiving. All right, looking cute. There we are so far. So it's a bummer that that the pieces that I cut out, that those ones aren't the next ones. The next ones are right here. But these guys will go up here next. Oh, I think we're definitely going to get a sense of the creams versus the yellows. I mean, I'm already kind of seeing that a little bit, I think. So, all right, let's, we still have to set this aside. Next up is this color here. This one's awfully cute too. It's got a lot of little dudes happening in there. Oh, and now that you have your Panasonic 360 iron, you're liking ironing a lot more. Connie, I hear ya. After getting rid of that cord, man, it took one bit of the fumbliness out of ironing. I'm totally with you on that. Okay, next up. Okay, continue adding strips as shown. Okay, so we are doing the C strips now. They're the same size as what we just did. So 1 1/4 by 3 1/2. All right, let's see, 1 1/4 by 3 1/2. So if I did a long strip, the 3 1/2 would be 7. Maybe this strip is looking more than 7, but not so far off. Yeah, we're gonna just trim from here. So let's press that. Oh, pre-cuts. You like pre-cuts because, yeah, then you can skip all the cutting. You know, that's true. I don't actually do much with pre-cuts. That's not a bad idea. For you guys that don't know, pre-cuts is just, it's like a quilty term for fabric that you can purchase that's already been cut into some of the most common sizes. So you can get like 10-inch squares, that a whole stack of them all pre-cut to 10 inches, or like 5-inch squares all pre-cut to 5 inches. And man, you can just get sewing. And there's whole projects that people design just for pre-cuts, just because it's so easy. I mean, you can do so many things with like 5-inch squares. You know, you can make half square triangles, and from half square triangles, you can make like hourglass blocks, and you know, a whole pile of other things, and cut them into strips, or just, you know, sew all the squares together and have a nice little 5-inch square patchwork. You know, it's just nice, the idea of pre-cuts. All right, so 1 1/4. I'm not going to check the instructions for that. I'm going to assume it's 1 1/4. That's what all the other ones are. Usually I double check before I cut again, but I think they're all 1 1/4. Oh geez, this was almost in the cutting zone. Oh, that would have been a nightmare. It was almost in the area of cutting. I could have just sliced through our piece. Ugh, gosh. Glad we didn't do that. We'd have to start over. Ugh. Okay, so what was this again? 3 1/2 inches. All right, I'm going to fold it in half again so I can do the 3 1/2 inches at the same time. First, I'm going to just get this edge pretty. From now on, all my pieces that I'm not using are going on the side. I totally just almost cut through that. Oh my God, now I'm freaked out. All right, getting that one edge nice. Oh yeah, and a jelly roll is like a long, I think it's a long 2 1/2 inch strip, like the width of the fabric, something like that. So yeah, those you can use for a whole pile of things too. All right, 3 1/2. 1, 2, 3.5. Trim off this little dude. We'll save him. All right, ready to sew again. Ooh, and we get to sew a lot because we have these pieces done already. So this is the next part. I think we'll sew these 2 pieces on next, and then we just have the outside edges. And you know what? Maybe we will just continue and try and finish that up tomorrow and start fresh with paper piecing next week. And maybe we will start with that heart block still, like the new one, because that's actually the heart block, that new heart block, the precious, oh, what is it called? The one that I was going to do earlier. That one looks like a really, really good starter paper piece project. So that might be a good place to start next week if we do paper piecing all week next week. We'll start with the heart, because if you've never paper pieced before, I think that's going to be really, really, really good. And then we'll work our way up from there with like the tree that we're halfway done already. I think that's probably a little bit more advanced. And then we have that other one too. Oh gosh, what was that other paper piecing one? We have one more that I'm not done with either. So maybe we'll get to all of those next week. That'd be pretty awesome. That seems ambitious, getting all of those all of those ready for next week, but we might be able to. I'm confident we'll at least get 1.5 of them done. Hopefully more. Oh, the ticker tape, but I'm not talking about that one. Yeah, that's another one I haven't started. There's one that I have unfinished from earlier. I think it was about the person's dog, like Daisy. It was the word Daisy in it somewhere? Something like that. Yeah, I haven't started ticker tape, but yeah, I'm talking about that other one that I'm only like a quarter of the way finished. I'm in the mood to finish some unfinished ones, but I do want to do that heart one because I think that's going to be a really good starter paper piece project. All right, so I'm pressing before I sew the next sides on. It's looking cute. But yeah, I kind of want to just keep trying finishing this one tomorrow. Maybe we'll have a little short session tomorrow. Oh wow, I'm definitely not, I either didn't cut straight or sew straight because this one is a lot wider at the bottom than at the top, and I think I didn't sew straight. Yeah, look, I got a much smaller seam allowance there than here. That's kind of my tendency. I for some reason I can't sew completely straight all the time, but I think we'll be fine. I'll just have to stretch a little bit here to get to the measurement. I think down here we're fine though. So all right, here's the next one. Luckily those are cut already. We can just get going on it right away. And we'll do this, and this will be our last one for the night, I think. We'll press it and then we'll take a look at it. All right, I am gonna try and stretch this all the way. Oh, you're doing the happy dance. You like the heart one. Yeah, I think that heart one is so sweet. I totally did not realize that was going to be paper piecing. So here's what I thought it was going to be in my head. I thought we were going to cut a bunch of strips because all those strips go around that heart. And I thought there was going to be a template for the heart and a template to make a hexagon shape. And then I thought we were just going to sew around and around and around that hexagon. I didn't realize that it was paper pieced. So with paper piecing, we are going to get even more precise. It'll be like perfect with paper piecing. So that'll be fun. All right. So we just have 2 more layers to go to this tomorrow. We have to cut them yet though too. So we have just 2 more sides. Another light colored one. The light colored one, or the cream colored one, is actually going to be white, and then we have another yellow. Ooh, we're stuck back here. What's going on? Something is stuck. There we go. My little leader was stuck on something. Ooh, it's being silly too. Okay, but my actual thing was sewn fine, so we're fine. All right, let's press that and see how we're doing. But yeah, no cord on this puppy, and it makes a difference. Especially, I mean, you know, right here, just like right here, I would have a cord dangling here that I'd have to manage and not accidentally iron over and stuff. It really is making my life easier not having a cord on this iron. And especially for larger projects, like if you're trying to press a whole quilt, not having that cord in the way is kind of awesome. Betsy's Bloom, that's it, Catherine. Yes, so that is the one that that other paper piece one that I don't have completed yet. So that one I want to work on too, hopefully next week. So we'll start with the precious one. I forget the rest of the name, but that's the one with the heart that we were just going to do today earlier. Then we'll do maybe the flowering tree. I have half of that done, and then we'll go back to Betsy's Bloom. All right, so here we are so far, and you can definitely start to get a sense of that courthouse step idea where it's kind of like mirrored. So we have like the yellows up here and the light color ones up there, and we can kind of peek what the rest is going to look like. Let's just fold this up. Oh, maybe we can stretch it across this way. I like doing this sometimes. Do you guys do this where you just kind of lay out your other pieces to kind of see what you got going on? There, let's flip this around. All right, so the white will go out here next, and then we'll have this yellow go after that. So let's put this guy behind. So kind of like this. Fold this edge out under. So this is kind of what we're gonna end up with. So we have this white. The white will be the last side here, a little taller. It should be the same height as that. And then we have that yellow going on the top. Oh, that's gonna be so adorable. Okay, I think you can totally see the lights, like these colors different than these colors. I was afraid that it would all kind of blend together and you wouldn't be able to see this kind of stair step thing, but I think we got it. So I'm happy with that. And the little dude in the middle is awfully cute. So all right, we will finish this up tomorrow. I don't see any problem getting that done. And we'll probably call it a short evening. Maybe I'll show you guys the tools I'm going to have ready to go for paper piecing. I'll show you guys that tomorrow as well, and that will be what we'll do tomorrow here. But we'll have another block finish. Ooh, we are almost going to have 4 blocks. This is going to be a third block. We might be able to quilt again soon. That'll be nice. So all right, I'm going to flip you around, and we'll call it an evening here. Hello. So here we are. Our little guy so far. Yeah, from far away, I think you can tell. You know, it's going to be subtle because I am using light colors still, but I think from far away you'll still be able to get that courthouse step thing going. So I'm happy about that. That's the tough part with choosing all light colors, which was the challenge for me for this block. I wanted to do a block that has all light colors because I've been doing just really bright quilts lately. So I wanted to see if I could do just a pale quilt, and it's just getting the different values, the lights and darks that you need sometimes to tell shapes in a quilt block. That's been a challenge, but I think we're doing it. We haven't been as successful, I think, in other blocks, but you know, that's, like I said, that's the challenge, the experiment that we're doing with this one, for me at least. So awesome, guys. Thanks again for joining me here. I will get this up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies. I'm going to get back on top of that. I know I've been a little behind on that, but I'm catching up. And it will also be on here on the Penguin and Fish page on Facebook here. So thanks, you guys. I will be back tomorrow on Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and I'm excited to chat with you then. We'll finish this guy up. All right, have a great evening. Good night.